Hi everyone, Happy New Year. 2013 is here, and the first week of basketball, second half of the season, is set to begin for our Ponca City High School basketball teams. We've got our basketball coaches on this week's Coach's Corner. Coach Winburn will talk girls basketball, and of course Coach Hibbler will talk about the boys basketball team. We have Coach Winburn here though, and I thought I might go a little different direction because you are the athletic director as well as our girls basketball coach, and not only is it a great time for basketball, but we've got two big wrestling matches this week, our swim team's in action, and just a word of encouragement, there's a lot of things going on right now, but those wrestling and swim programs deserve our fans' attention and their support as well.
Absolutely. I know Amanda emailed me the other day and wanted to know how she could get her kids into the Vibe magazine. So I connected her with Vibe, and swimmers are going to come out, I think, in the January edition of Vibe. So a little notoriety for them. And of course, the wrestling team is just doing great. What a great team we have this year.
Absolutely ranked in the top 10 in duels and in tournaments. And speaking of Vibe magazine, I'm going to be doing some features on our wrestling program and some of our spring sports as well, so
good.
We can look for that. I'm glad the swim team is getting some attention though, because those kids have had to undergo the last few years things that we could never appreciate, and that's a wonderful home court advantage. So we wish them good luck, and again, while we'll be doing basketball the next few days, the wrestlers will be at home, and there's not many home wrestling matches left after this week, too.
No, this pretty well brings it to an end as far as home events, and sure want to come out and watch it wrestle. I mean, we've got 2 or 3 kids that got a really good chance of being state champions this year.
Absolutely.
And just an overall wrestling program right now that's performing very, very well.
How's the girls' basketball team doing? It's been about 3 weeks, well, 2.5 weeks since we've talked a little bit. We had the Bartlesville game, which was canceled in late December, right before the Christmas break. So that was a game you planned on playing. Now we're going to play it on Tuesday of this week. So your girls got a little bit of an extra few days of layoff there, didn't they?
We did, and you know, I told you before Christmas that if I could just get to Christmas, it'd be a great thing. And I believe that because we've gotten better. We scrimmaged a team, what day was it, Wednesday, that we'd scrimmaged earlier in the year, and they had handled us pretty good. And fortunately, we've improved to the point where we won a couple quarters against them and competed with them, and it wasn't an easy match for them like it was previously. So I feel good about us. We've made some changes. We've moved some people to different positions, and I think that's going to make a difference. And we're starting to blossom a little bit, starting to bloom a little bit. Some kids are starting to show some strengths in areas that we weren't very strong at in the beginning of the season. And so I'm excited. Of course, we played number 3 team tomorrow night with Bartlesville. And then Thursday we play the number 1 team in Class 5A, who may be as good as they were last year, and they were state champions. So the road's not easy, but I think we're more able or more capable to compete this week.
Well, you and I can both remember the days when Bartlesville girls met. Pretty much a win. They weren't very strong, and they've done what a lot of schools in our situation do. They go up, they go down. They have that roller coaster ride. Right now, Coach Rogers has a real good ball club. They got one of the top players in the state, and they'll be tough on their home court.
You know, Terry does a great job, and a few years ago when we played him, you're right, it was pretty much understood that this is probably a win. And Terry did a good job then, and he's doing a good job now, except he's got a little bit better talent than what he had at that time. The Wilson kid is a premier player, can probably start for anybody in 6A this season. She's that good, and of course that poses a big problem for us, how we're going to shut her down. And then the move-in, he got 2 move-ins. One of them came over from Dewey, a coach's daughter, and she's a really good player. She's their second leading scorer, sophomore, about 6'1", and she's going to present a lot of problems for us there too. And then the Benishek girl, who's a Ponca City kid, left us a couple of years ago. In fact, she was in my camp. I remember being in camp. Great kid. And she's not starting right now, but I think she's probably their sixth man. And so they got two kids that I think are really good players that moved in and add that to what they already had. And they're probably one of the best programs in the state right now.
And then we go to Ada this weekend, Coach, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that tournament's another very difficult challenge for you, like Harrow was. You open up with the number 2 seed, Shawnee. They're not even the number 1 seed in this tournament either.
And that's right, and that's how good they are, though. They could be the number 1 seed. If you do it up today, they would be the number 1 seed. And you've got them, you got Edmond Memorial, who's a top-ranked team in 6A, top 5, top 6 team. You got Stillwater in there, who's still ranked, and a few other teams that can go play with anybody, Choctaw. And so it's state tournament again.
Yeah, but Shawnee's your first round game there, and be a tough game, but a fun tournament. This tournament, if coaches don't like tournaments, they don't go back or they move around. But our boys and girls, this has been a pretty consistent road trip for us the last several years. Obviously, because good competition, but it's not a hard tournament. It flows. You get 3 games in. It's usually the competition, you'll find out, levels out a little bit. So it's a pretty good tournament for our girls, too.
I've enjoyed it, and I think it's one of the oldest tournaments in the state of Oklahoma. It's been running a long, long time. And when tournaments run a long time, that tells you that the tournament is ran well.
Right.
And it is. Good people, they treat us nice, and the competition's great.
The only problem I can see is you planned on having a Tuesday off and then a slew of games. Well, now you play on a Tuesday. We really don't have many days off in the month of January.
I believe it's 11 games. We play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come back and go to Victor Christian on Tuesday. Then we got Enid in on Friday, and then we have a Tuesday game with Stillwater, and then we're at Moore Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's hectic.
It's January.
It's January,
Yeah.
and that's the way it is.
Happy New Year to you.
Thanks.
And keep doing a great job. We'll see you tomorrow in Bartlesville and see you this weekend in Ada. Dwight Winburn, our girls basketball coach, and our athletic director on Coach's Corner.